warm welcome to Dawai Kudroen. My name is Sonam Mugen, and the guest for tonight's show is Mr. Pema Tshering, the Managing Director of BDBL. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your time as well. So, I believe BDBL has made a huge profit in the last year, 2013, and actually you have targeted to make about 267 million yield drums, but I believe you have made over 270 million now. Is it because of the leadership? Is it because of you? Is it because of the aggressiveness of the bank?
Firstly, thank you again for having invited me and having given this opportunity to come to BBS for this show, Dawai Kudroen.
Yes.
Thank you for that. And with regard to your question, I think as compared to other big banks, I think it is not a big profit.
Yes.
However, given BDB's own size of the bank of around now 10 billion, and then having set a target of around 267 million for the financial year 2013, that is the profit target, against 238 million that we achieved last year.
2011.
2012.
More or less.
So this year we have surpassed the target with about 3 to 5 million. So we have achieved around 73 million. The accounts are yet to be finalized by the auditors. In terms of the achievement, I think although there are a lot of talks about problem in terms of liquidity and then the non-performing loans, I think the bank has set a very realistic and reasonable target. That's why we achieved the target. We have not been too ambitious, but at the same time, we didn't want to stay too low. So we have put a realistic profit target, realistic business growth, which is achievable. So we have achieved that because of this.
Yes. And also, I had chances to talk to some of your employees in the bank, and also I had chances to listen from others. It takes a very dynamic leadership to take an institution forward, and I believe in last 2 years, BDBL has done very good, and I believe it's all because of you. Would you take that credit?
I think, let me be very honest. I think it takes a team, not an individual. I think
that's being diplomatic as sometimes.
No, it takes a team to work together.
All right.
And I think in the Asian, especially in the Asian context, we believe in group and collective performance rather than individualistic performance compared to the West.
Yes.
So I strongly believe in the teamwork. Therefore, I give this credit to my management team and branch managers as well as all the regional managers who have collectively performed and delivered this business growth as well as the profit target and the non-performing loan target. For the first time, we have come down below the compact that I have signed with my board. So this is what I would like to convey.
All right. And what kind of leader are you? I mean, we get to hear that you are very aggressive in business when it comes to business, when it comes to being stringent about the plans that you have made. What kind of leadership are you?
I would say that I'm serious in my work. I'm committed, dedicated, and very result oriented.
All right.
This is what I am as the CEO of the bank. But at the same time, I'm sincere and well disciplined in terms of developing a well disciplined organizational culture, and that is also instilled in myself. The discipline comes from myself, from attendance to punctuality to delivery of the task.
Yes.
So that's what I tend to enforce in the organization.
One of the main responsibilities of your bank is to facilitate credit to the rural developments, especially in agriculture and livestock. And it was also said that it's not really profitable for the bank to do such businesses.
I think yes, you are correct. The very objective of having set this Bhutan Development Bank, the then BDFC, was to firstly give access to credit to the rural farmers.
Yes.
So that is the social mandate given by the government.
Yes.
So the banks, the priority is firstly to cater to the financial needs of the rural population in terms of agriculture sector as well as the livestock sector. So this is the main focus, rural. But at the same time, we also have the medium and small micro enterprises in the urban and semi-urban areas. So therefore, we also cater to these small clients in terms of micro enterprises like tailoring units or a handicraft, small handicraft shop or some retail businesses. So that we work together in collaboration with BCCI and the Ministry of Economic Affairs. So the bank has two mandates. One is to serve to the MSME sector in the urban and semi-urban, as well as the rural population.
Yes, yes. And we are hearing that the credit that you give to the rural people are not really huge enough to make big business. I mean, come out with big business, especially in agriculture and all that. And in the process, those who borrow money from your bank, I mean, default, and then you end up seizing their properties, and these cases, I mean, you get more and more number of such cases.
On the front, yes, I definitely agree, because in terms of rural borrowers, firstly, we are the only institution that takes, if
credit.
An individual farmer wants to borrow from a bank, we are the only institution that takes rural properties as collateral.
Yes.
So definitely, on the one side, it is an opportunity that the bank creates for them to access to credit by doing that, whereas no other commercial banks would enter the rural market simply because the collaterals are of a lesser value. And the other one is the mandate. So based on the social mandate that the government has given to the bank, I think we also have farmers group guaranteed lending, which is based on the Gramin model, as well as the joint group liability scheme. So there, under such schemes, and also in the farmers cooperatives groups, we don't need farmers to pledge any collateral, but they need to guarantee each other within the group, and then we also make a compulsory savings scheme for them, as well as to repay the loan on time. So there is a group moral pressure from each other within the group, so that the loans are repaid on time, and then they also develop a good saving habit to put money in their saving account.
Yes. Do you think that your credit facilities have helped the farmers in the rural country? Also, I mean, you are also mandated to help elevate the poverty, and do you think you have done that?
In 2013, I have paid the visit across all branches in central Bhutan as well as in the eastern region.
Yes.
So from the interaction with my clients and then the farmers as well as my employees, our customers seem to say that it has really benefited them by giving this access to credit, as well as inculcating the saving and deposit banking habits amongst the rural population. If you cite an example, maybe at times, I think, although they request the loan for a certain purpose, but they tend to use it in a different context. For example, I think there was the IFAD-funded MA project, which happened since sometime in 2007, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12.
Yes.
And we did an impact assessment, and then the loan size is nothing more than 30,000 per borrower in the 6 eastern zone.
Yes.
So after that, and it's supposed to, money is supposed to be used for income generating activities. But however, when we did the impact assessment, we found that most of the loans have been used for CJ roofing. Having said that, I think it has benefited the farmers, because they are given more opportunity to do more income generating activities for not having to put their roof time and again. So this is also, I think, a benefit that has gone to the farmers.
All right. But if given a choice, would your bank invest more in rural Bhutan or in urban centers in buildings like this?
I think in keeping with the, as I said, with the mandate of the bank, I think we are supposed to serve the rural population in terms of agriculture and livestock. And then in our business plan, it says that 60% of our business volume should be catered to the rural by all the branches that is located in the Zonghak and the Dukhags. And 40% of our business should be commercial. And since there are more small loans being given in the rural, there is no economy of scale in the first place, and there's a very high operating cost. And the third one is, I think, the default rate is high. So in order to cross-subsidize this high operating cost as well as the quality of loan and the income, so this 40% that we give in the urban and the commercial will cross-subsidize our overall operation and profitability. So this is the mechanism we are working with. 40% commercial and 60% rural. So there's a cross-subsidization of the business activities. So this is the model that was worked out in the last 5 years.
I believe our farmers are not really educated enough, or they are aware about the financial disciplines and commercials, business plans. So to generate bigger economic skills, as you just mentioned, for your benefit, don't you sometimes think that you also can have some mentoring systems in your bank so that it would become a win-win situation?
In this regard, I guess what the bank's strategy has been, we have been firstly trying to familiarize the farmers on our products that we have, the various products that we have and the interest rates that we charge. And then there are also sensitization workshops in terms of the local leaders as well as some of the participating farmers. And we also arranged the inter-regional tour to see what every region is doing, so they have exposure in terms of farming business. And we also arranged trips abroad in India. In the last 2 years, we have arranged trips to Hyderabad and some other area where the farmers have an exposure visit, how cooperatives are being operated, and how farmers group do farming as well as dairy farming. So these are some of the activities we have.
Do you think those tours, programs, whatever plans that you have made achieved the desired result? Because as far as we know, especially in the farmers tour, what we see is you see not really the farmers taking part in those tours. You see the educated, class 10, 12 dropout students taking part in it, and then the next within 1-2 years they are not in the village. They are somewhere in the urban centers like Thimphu and Phuntsling.
As you said, definitely, I think we need more of financial literacy that needs to be inculcated within the farmers. Definitely, I agree with that. And then also at the same time, maybe, as I said, the exposure trips also helps the farmers to see things on a broader scale.
Can't your bank give away loans going through the business proposals? And to ensure that business succeeds, can't your bank have some mentoring facilities?
We have certain collaborations in terms of loans and services with the Minister of Agriculture, like the biogas project that we are delivering in the 5 southern Zonghaks. So on that, the technicality support is given by the livestock department and the Department of Energy, and then the financing mechanism and all this are supported by the Bhutan Development Bank. That's one project. Then we also have with the Department of Agriculture and Marketing Cooperatives on the Cooperative Development Fund. So this is something that we are also working on, either the subsidy component as well as the loan component. We also have with the BCCI what we call the the micro enterprises. So there also we are in collaboration with the Bhutan Chamber of Commerce. They are engaged in terms of forming the group, and then to see that there's a business license given to the MSME clients,
Yes.
and we do the financing. So this is how we work with in terms of some of the collaborations with the government minister's department, as well as we also do the EDP program with the Ministry of Labour and Human Resources.
Yes. Do you see any chances of Bhutan becoming commercial, I mean, taking up commercial farming, not just we are doing right now, I mean, we are practicing subsistence farming right now. Do you see any chances of we becoming commercial farmers now?
I think in terms of the demographic distribution, we say that 70% of our population occupation is farming, subsistence farming. But now of late we see that a lot of rural-urban migration is taking place. So in this context, I think subsistence farming is becoming a challenge in terms of survival. So I feel that maybe the government should pump in more of subsidy and keep our young generation people to start doing farming work in the villages.
Nice.
And then that I think BTB can support if the government moves in that direction.
Yes.
Otherwise, another situation is I think maybe now commercial farming on a larger scale. So this is something that I think the government should encourage, and we will definitely support.
And not necessarily the farmers in the rural areas.
In terms of commercial farming, I think it may not be necessarily the rural farmers,
Yes.
because they may not have the appetite. So that is one thing that I have seen.
Yes.
In last 2 years, being with the Development Bank, I have not come across a good wealthy businessman whom I have interacted in Thimphu and Phuntsling, coming out saying that I want to get engaged into the agriculture business or livestock business for the benefit of the public as well as for the businessman's own benefit. So if that proposal have come, bank would have easily supported even on big scale.
Plus, considering the balance of payment, the country's economic situation, should banks still continue to give more credits in the urban areas, or should the banks reconsider their credit, the accessibility of their credits, and should they be investing more in rural areas?
On this front, the experience with my bank has been because we have a very highly diversified portfolio.
Yes.
Investment. So as I said, we also have some investment here in the commercial. We should cross-subsidize the rural. So in 2011, the bank had 763 million as its loan portfolio. The bank had 4.3 billion as its total loan portfolio.
Yes.
But the bank had pumped 763 million in agriculture and livestock.
Yes.
As of today, we have around 1.6 billion, so 1,600 million pumped into the agriculture and livestock sector.
Yes.
And then we have a client base of around over 17,000 in the agriculture and livestock sector. So definitely that has been, I think, mileage and a gain for us as compared to our other banks, because they have not engaged in going into the priority sector.
Yes.
So because of that, I think maybe the bank should move in the to get business done even in the rural setting in terms of agriculture and livestock.
Yes. Yes.
That would be an option for them.
Yes. Yes. But sir, there are some economists who say BDBL also needs some experts in livestock and agriculture to help support the rural credit facilities, and to also ensure minimum risk in your business.
I agree with what the views shared by you.
Yes.
But as I said earlier, I think one of my deputy managing director, who's been with the bank for almost last 15-17 years,
Yes.
was a man from agriculture.
Yes.
So he's from agriculture. As well as before my joining the bank, someone from a very senior level from the Ministry of Agriculture also worked as an advisor in the bank. So certainly there has been some sense of, infusing the related, professionals to work with BDB. But in this direction, I think definitely we need to do, more.
Yes.
For the bank. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I believe we are running out of time. Since we don't get to really interact with the experts like you, especially in economy, and I try to ask this to almost all the head of the institutions that I invited here. What did exactly went wrong that we are having the current economic situation?
For me, I don't see that it is really a crisis, but I think it is something, a situation that is still manageable and then under control. If we manage the situation very
How should we manage?
As I said earlier, I think Bhutan is a small economy, and in a small economy we have a small GDP size.
Yes.
So in a small GDP size, when you do your economic growth projection in keeping with your 11 5-year plan or 10 5-year plan, maybe you are keeping a GDP growth rate of 7%, 8% or 10%. So in doing that, I think if we have big hydropower projects coming on board, I think there will be huge up and down swings in terms of economic growth.
Yes.
Because of such big projects. And that would entail in terms of related activities to our contractors as well as subcontractors. And then along with it, since Bhutanese have money coming into their hand, they definitely come into the banks to borrow.
Yes.
And construct a lot of houses and buildings all over.
Yes.
So that situation has aggravated maybe the rupee problem.
Yes. Yes.
So I think if everybody has been had taken the prudence of banks in terms of prudence in terms of lending norms, and borrowers in terms of your own financial prudence in terms of borrowing, I don't think this situation would have come to play.
Yes. Yes. If you're asked to apprise government so that it ensures a proper and balanced regional development, especially keeping in mind to invest more in rural areas, what would you say?
I think firstly, unemployment is a big issue and a challenge for the country, and secondly, as we said now, rural-urban migration and the younger generation all flocking to the urban centers and leaving the elderly behind, and that is also a challenge. So as we said, that if the government is only willing to subsidize at a high cost to retain people and work in the farms and in the villages, I think that would be a strategy in terms of both employment as well as rural-urban migration.
Yes.
So I think we always say that we are an aggregate economy, but in terms of the allocation of the GDP contribution, maybe we are giving lesser importance to agriculture and livestock and all this, and more emphasis on other sectors. So this is something that the government needs to balance.
It's time for us to focus more on agriculture.
Definitely.
Yes. Sir, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And thank you very much for watching this show.